Look, I know you want to make millions in your 20s like all these kids you see on the internet, but sadly, it's not going to happen without these 6 principles that I'm going to share with you today, because these are the exact principles that have helped me make close to $10 million at 25 years old. And it all starts with understanding why you're broke in the first place. There's one reason why you're still broke, and if you don't fix it, you'll stay this way forever. You're lazy, and you don't value your time as much as you should. Listen, I want you to take accountability and ask yourself, honestly, what did you do today? You probably slept in, drank some coffee to wake up, checked Instagram, and watched some motivational TikToks to make you feel productive. And in the mix of all of it, you might have devoted 30 truly focused minutes to your goal. Yet somehow, you're surprised you're still in the same place that you were last year. This is the root of all your failures, and that's why you need to start here. Because the game of business is a cutthroat battlefield. It is a competition. There are no participation trophies. There are winners and there are losers. Thankfully, you get to choose which side you want to be on. If you keep wasting hours of your day on meaningless things, you'll be a loser. But winners, on the other hand, winners understand the compound effect, which states that small daily actions plus consistency over time equals significant results. But this can go in either direction. The small things that you're doing consistently on a daily basis dictate your future, for better or for worse. So choose them wisely, because you are not getting any younger and you don't have as much time as you think you do. You have more energy right now than you ever will, so don't waste it on artificial pleasures. Now, let me ask you something. How do you expect to get rich if you don't understand money? This leads me to principle number 2, and that is to make money, you must first understand how it actually works. Look, by definition, money is a medium of exchange based on value. Therefore, you get paid directly in proportion to the value that you provide to the world. The reason why you're broke is because you lack a valuable skill set. If you had one, you could easily sell your services to someone who needs it and make money. It's really that simple. Mastering a skill is essential if you expect to get rich. And in the modern era, there are so many. Sales, paid advertising, video editing. I mean, I even have someone that worked for me making thousands a month just coming up with video ideas. It doesn't have to be on the internet either. Like, I just hired a personal chef and I'm paying her almost $1,000 a week just because of how incredible her skills are in the kitchen. It saves me time, I eat healthier, it adds value to my life. Therefore, I'll pay whatever. It literally doesn't matter what it is. So long as enough people see it valuable enough to exchange their money for it, you can get rich with it. Because you have to understand, in our world today, there is absolutely no shortage of money. In the US alone, they produce over $500 million of currency every single day. And you're still struggling to make $5,000 a month? Come on, bro. The goal is to do something for long enough and get so good at it that it's literally impossible for you not to succeed with it. That's what I did. And it took me 5 years until I made my first million online, and 10 years until I actually became a millionaire after tax. But I would have gotten there a lot faster if I knew this and if I applied principle number 3. And that is, you have to choose the right vehicle to wealth. Hard work is not the differentiator between the rich and the poor. In fact, some of the people I know that work insane hours doing manual labor work harder than I ever have in my life, yet they are not rewarded accordingly. Such is the value of choosing the right vehicle. But I've made this mistake as well. I wasted years of my career working extremely hard on the wrong things, and no matter how hard I worked, there was a ceiling of how high it could go. But that same effort applied in another direction would have produced drastically different results. So, how can you select the right vehicle? With all these choices out there, it's quite a difficult decision, but I have a simple formula to make it easy for you. Step 1 is finding something that is working right now for many people, not just one person. Pick something that aligns with your interest. See if other people are making money with it and ask yourself, how can I do this too? In the beginning of my career, I thought I had to become an innovator to make money, but it's just not true. The way I made my first million was with e-commerce, a business that hundreds of thousands of people were doing at that time. The products I sold to get me there, I was never the first to sell them. I just had to improve my skill set to that level that I could compete with them. For me to succeed with e-commerce, I had to learn web design, Facebook ads, and video editing. And after 6 months of cutting out my bad habits, focusing on self-improvement, and sharpening my skills every day, my store was making over $100,000 a month in sales. The formula is simple if you're willing to execute it. It just takes time. Now, step 2, which will help you tremendously, is find someone who is doing this and study them. Trying to keep up with each and every guru is just going to drain you. You need to pick one person that has done exactly what you want to accomplish and become their disciple. Study their business model, study their philosophies, and get a deep understanding of how they did it. This will show you the way. Stop listening to each and every person that has an ounce of advice to give you. You should focus only on people who have a real, tangible track record of success in the thing that you want to do. And they don't have to be an influencer or a celebrity either. The person who helped me make my first 100,000 with e-commerce was somebody I met in a Facebook group with no followers, which leads me to my last point. You need to be surrounding yourself with people who are doing the thing you're trying to do. Discord servers, Facebook groups, Reddit communities, wherever you can find them, go there. This will serve as constant motivation that this business model actually works, and it will make you feel less alone on the journey. The information you'll learn from people who are actually doing this every day is so much more valuable than any generic info you'll learn from YouTube videos. But if you want to truly maximize your chances of success, you have to execute principle number 4, going all in. You might think you're already doing this, but 99% of you are not. Partially because you don't value your time, but also because you're constantly living in survival mode, which is making it impossible for you to really focus on your business. Now, to get out of survival mode and go all in, you need to create a safety net. Listen, you have a 0% chance of building a successful business if you are currently living paycheck to paycheck without a single dollar to spare left over at the end of the month. Because you're constantly stressing and don't even have a moment to breathe and think clearly. I know this because I've been in this exact position. In 2020, I was living in LA spending more than I was making, which had me in a constant state of frantic anxiety. And as a result, I was never able to truly focus on my craft at the highest level. So I decided to cut off all my expenses, move back home to my mom's at 22 years old, and sell everything that I had that was valuable to me except my laptop and some clothes. As a result, I had stacked up a nest egg of over $2,000. And with this, I had the peace of mind to go all in on my business, and the results soon followed. I made over $10,000 in profit on this store in just 20 days. And over the next year and a half, ended up making close to $2 million with this store. So look, if you're sitting here watching this video with less than $300 to your name, you ain't ready to start a business yet. I'm sorry to tell you. Go get a job, sell your stuff, do whatever it takes to stack up at least $1,000 so you can go all in on mastering your skills. That is the key. And in the meantime, you need to start executing principle number 5. You need to start relentlessly pursuing and investing in your self-education. I'm telling you, this is the thing that truly set me free. The fact that you're watching this video today lets me know that you're on the right path, because you could have literally been watching anything, but you need to dig deeper. When I was first starting my journey, I was religiously spending 1 to 2 hours a day reading books. This had a profound impact on my life and destroyed nearly all the limiting beliefs that I had. Some of the early books that helped me the most were The Millionaire Fast Lane, The Slight Edge, and Think and Grow Rich, which you should read all of these if you ever expect to make $1 million. Instead of spending hours a day watching the new Gideon video, I would watch interviews with business owners who did what I wanted to do. Shout out to Gideon though, that's my guy. And anytime I got the opportunity to do so, I would invest in masterminds to meet other people. Back in 2017, when I first started making money, I spent $10,000 to go to a mastermind in Costa Rica, and the information that I learned from this helped me double my profits the next month. Which just goes to show that investing in your self-education will have the highest ROI above everything else every single time, especially when it only costs $1. Because I just recently released a full case study on how I started and scaled my Shopify brand to $1.8 million in under 2 years. I shared my products, my store, my ads, and the entire strategy I used with nothing hidden. I started this business at one of the lowest moments in my life, and it truly was the thing that set me free financially. And at the end, I sold the business for a crazy amount. So if you want to learn exactly how I did that for just $1, I'll put the link down below. And since releasing this, I've received thousands of messages from people who got this, and the response has been overwhelmingly positive. So if you already got in there, I really appreciate it. And if you can invest $1 into your own self-education, then I think you missed the entire point of what I was just trying to say. Anyways, let's move on to the final and most important principle, and that is, you need to start today because the clock is ticking, and as the days go by, someone is out there getting better than you. You can't keep waiting and say that you're gonna start on some imaginary day in the future. It has to start today. After you finish this video, you need to take all this information and begin. There is no other option. And look, just understand one final thing. Great things take time. Don't expect to get rich in 3 months, 6 months, or even a year. Our internet culture has glorified microwave success and fooled you all to believe that it's possible. It's not. To become truly successful and master any skill, it will take you years of your time. But if you follow everything I told you today, you just might get rich in your 20s. Make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.